Hey guys, Jake here. So, we have some more story times, and this time it's about the time, which literally just happened like a couple days ago, that I got mugged at a Walmart. Allegedly. 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 So let's start this story off with some background, okay? So it's Valentine's Day, okay? And me and my Valentine, we're gonna go out and see a movie, which was gonna be awesome. But we live in Canada, and in Canada, they just closed down all the theaters. You can't go out and see a movie. You can't. The only thing you can do is order popcorn from the theater, which fucking sucks, right? So we planned to watch a movie, and we ended up watching Aladdin. We ended up watching the original, 1992 Aladdin, which they'd never seen before. So it was awesome, okay? I got to see, I will show you the world. All that kind of good stuff. But in order to go watch that movie, we planned to meet at their place and get that all stuff up. I was going to bring the snacks, okay? I brought all the snackos. In fact, I think I have some of the snackos around here because I brought them home. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, I'll get the snackos later. But anyway, so I went to grab the snackos, so I went to Walmart and I got some chips, I got some pop, I got some cupcakes, I got a strawberry rhubarb pie, which they never tried strawberry rhubarb pie before, and that's my favorite pie. So I grabbed all this stuff, right? Went to the cash out, paid for the pie, stuff like that, paid for everything, and walked out, okay? And I walk out, and then I walk about, I'd say about 4 or 5 minutes away to a bus stop, okay? And I just go to this bus stop, and I sit down. And about 3 to 5 minutes pass at this bus stop, and I put one of my bags down onto the seat. Now, if you don't know anything about Vancouver, we don't get any snow, okay? We get zero snow, zero snow. But the last couple days, there's been a little bit of snow, and we don't really know how to deal with it. So there was snow on one half the bench, and the half the benches I was sitting on didn't have snow, and then I put my bag down in the other part of the bench that didn't have snow, right? So this guy walks on up to me, okay? And he's got a massive beard. He's in his mid-20s, early 30s, stuff like that. Got a standard turban on, stuff like that, and is wearing a brown leather jacket, right? Blue jeans, stuff like that. This guy walks up, and he looks down at the bus stop at my bag. And I'm like, oh, he probably wants to sit down. Whatever, no problem. I pick my bag up, lift it, and I put it down on the other side of the thing, right? He looks at me, and is just kind of standing there, and he's like, hey, do you got a receipt? So my mind immediately flips. It was like, oh, he's trying to bum a ticket. So in Vancouver's transit, the tickets that you can get a receipt for your ticket that you get. If you have a digital card, it doesn't work. But if you pay cash or something like that, you can get that ticket, and that ticket will allow you to ride for an hour and a half, right? So if you get off a bus stop and somebody wants to bum a ticket off you, there's people that will ask you, hey, do you got a receipt? And you take the ticket, and then you can just go off on their fare, basically, right? So I pull out my card, which I just had in my hand because I was waiting for the bus, and I'm like, nah, sorry, bro, got my Compass card. And he just stares at me, just stares. And an uncomfortable 15, 30 seconds goes by. And he turns just slightly, and I notice that he's got a rather large knife on him, on his left-hand side. And I'm like, okay. And he's just like, open the bag. And at this moment, I'm assessing everything that's going around me. I know that behind me, I have a giant piece of plexiglass that is completely surrounded behind, to my left and my right. This guy is standing between me and the exit, and I'm assessing what level of threat this guy is at this moment, okay? I see that he is of average build, he's got a weapon that's holstered currently, but he's got a weapon, and he's currently demanding that I open my bags for him. And I ain't going down like that. I assess that I have these gloves, because it's winter time, right, and because we just had snow, I have these heavy leather gloves that it's almost impossible to cut. They're for work, and they're almost impossible to cut with a knife. And I have them on, and I have a thick jacket on that will resist any sort of like a stabbing kind of motion. I'm assessing that at that moment, and I'm like, I ain't going down like this. fuck this guy. And I look him dead in the face, and I tell him, fuck you. And it takes him back for a microsecond, but he doesn't waver. And for the next about 1 to 3 minutes, we argue over and over again. He's like, open your bag. I'm like, fuck you, you dumbass. Get the fuck out of here. And we just kept yelling at each other back and forth. And I'm increasing my voice just to make sure that if anybody's around, which there was nobody around. Straight up, there was nobody around. Somebody could hear, somebody could see the commotion going on the bus of that. I'm making stuff that, and I'm watching this guy. If he makes a step forward, or if he reaches for said weapon, that I would go at him. Because, like, I have experience, I have training, stuff like that, but I ain't going down like this. Not on fucking Valentine's Day, right? So we are arguing, stuff like that, and all of a sudden, he, out of nowhere, just is like, I'm with Walmart's loss prevention department. I demand you open your bag. And I'm like, fuck you, you are, you lying piece of shit. You are not with Walmart. Fuck you. And at that moment, I did not believe him. Fuck this guy. Like, he is not dressed in any sort of gown, equipment, stuff like that. And he's like, yes, I am. And I'm like, prove it. Give me one piece of ID or show me one piece of thing. You're not wearing any of Walmart's equipment whatsoever. Prove to me that you're with Walmart. And he says, no, I don't have to. And I don't, as a member of the department, we don't have to have any sort of ID on us. I'm like, fuck you, you do, you dumbass. Get the fuck out of here, right? So we continue to argue. And like, the only reason why I'm continuing to argue with this guy is because I can't leave, right? I don't, like, if I get up, he has the potential of doing stuff like that. And I'm basically on the defense, waiting for this guy to fuck off or make an aggressive action for me to go at him, right? So we're going back and forth, and he's like, I'm going to call the police on you. And I'm like, good, please, yes. Because that can only be a good situation for me. I'm literally currently trapped right now between you and the safety, and you're saying you're going to call the police? Fuck yes. Even if you are part of Walmart or blah, 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 I got the receipt in my bag, everything's all good. Fuck you, call the police, right? So he grabs the phone, he walks like a step away from me, takes a picture of me, snap, and then he calls somebody, okay? Ring, banana phone, right? Somebody picks up, right? Now, in Canada, the national emergency languages are English and French. Those are our culture's national languages for all emergencies. Any first responder or any person on the telephone would respond in English, or they would respond secondarily in French, okay? This guy picks up the phone and immediately starts speaking Punjabi, which is like an East Indian dialect. So he's fucking lying. This bitch is fucking lying to me. And at this point, all right, he's lied to me about ID because I used to work at Walmart. I know you have the ID, stuff like that. And you lied to me about calling the police. And also, I know the loss prevention department because I worked at Walmart. And you're not supposed to follow people outside the store. And especially, you're not supposed to go all the way to buttfuck nowhere, like 5 minutes away from the fucking store, to confront somebody out in public. It's dangerous for you and for me. Fuck you, you lying piece of shit, right? So, he gets off the phone, and I'm like, so, call the police, eh? That wasn't the police, bitch. And he starts bluthering, okay, literally, it's like, well, I got cameras all around this building, blah, 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 and they have caught you, and like, the police are going to come and arrest you, stuff like that, we know who you are. And I'm like, internally, I'm like, wait a minute, bro, I'm wearing a hat, I have a face mask because it's COVID, okay, like, I have a face mask because of COVID, I'm wearing a large jacket, I'm sitting down, the picture you took of me couldn't even get my height, like, what information do you have on me, even if you were part of Walmart? Fuck you, you lying piece of shit, right? And I'm like, fuck you, I paid for my shit, get the fuck out of here, stuff like that, right? And he blathers on, like, you better not come back, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck off, you piece of shit. And we just keep barking at each other until he eventually walks away, okay? Now I watch him. I fucking watch this guy, okay? I watch him walk all the way over there, watch him stand at the stoplight, walk across, and then once he walked across once across, and started heading back to Walmart, I stopped him. I yelled out at him, like, hey, dumbass, come back here! And as he's coming back there, I took the time that he was displaced far away from me to open the bag, grab the receipt, stuff like that, close the bag, stuff like that. And he basically comes back here with like a what kind of perspective. I'm like, in the off chance that you're the fucking dumbest Walmart employee I've ever met, here's the receipt for everything I've owned. Don't bother me again, and next time bring your fucking ID. Get the fuck out of here. And he's like, okay, sorry, thank you, sir. And he runs away. Yeah. So that was my alleged mugging after going to Walmart on Valentine's Day. Just a fucking dumbass Walmart employee that didn't listen to their own fucking policies and confronted me out in the public. And I swear to God, he is very, very lucky he didn't try reaching for the bag or doing any sort of aggressive action, because I definitely would have struck and I definitely would have caused him some bodily harm. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story. Walmart, if you ever catch a crowd of this, please tell your employees don't chase people outside of the store. It's very dangerous for them. And you all have yourselves a wonderful day, okay? Bye.